I just recorded my video and then something didn't work right, so I'm redoing it. So I hope you've had a great weekend. My wife and I visited a church that I pastored a number of years ago, but have deep friendships with the people there and enjoyed going back and being refreshed and hearing the current pastor proclaim God's word powerfully from Romans chapter 2. What a joy. What a privilege to be there. I hope you had a great weekend worshiping and fellowshipping with God's people. Well, it's week 6 and it's Thanksgiving week. Remember, our work keeps going, yours and mine both, and we need to keep faithful in doing that. And I need to tell you that the Moody ITS is closing at Wednesday noon and will be closed Thursday, Black Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, reopening on Monday. So if you need help from ITS, you need to get on top of it fairly quickly. Now, as I have been working here, I've been trying to figure out how to get a handle on where we're at. This coming week, week 6, is a very interesting week because we read 3 more chapters of Hard Words by Mathewson, chapters 3, 4, and 5. And then we have the video by Dr. John Piper. And you are to post your sermon, a 25 to 30 minute sermon, on YouTube or whatever other media that you want to post it on. You just have to be certain that both me and your peers are able to access it. Now, the course says that you are to preach this without any notes. You know, earlier in the semester, I discussed the whole matter of notes, manuscript, etc. And you have freedom to preach in whatever way you want to. I just want to encourage you to remember to have excellent eye contact. While I have some notes in front of me, you don't see those, but it guides me in working through posting this video. So then when you've done that, I'll raise this one up so you can see it, so I can read it. It's the discussion board. It's a multi-level kind of thing. We don't want 5 pages on this, but you need to read it carefully and think about it. After watching John Piper's message on Luke 1 and 2, Jesus, the Son of God, the Son of Mary, discuss what made this sermon particularly effective. Give 2 or 3 examples. Okay, that's number 1. Then the second question, what did the sermon accomplish that would have been lost if the preacher had taken smaller sections and preached 6 messages on Luke 1 and 2? 3, if you were preaching 1 message on Luke 1 and 2, what would you need to do differently than John Piper did in order to make this message intelligible and engaging to your particular listeners in the context where you preach? So 3 things, and just think those through. Just because there's, I think you need the clarification. I'd like to say there's a time and place to preach Luke 1 and 2 in 1 sermon. There's a time to preach it in 5, 6, whatever sermons also. So remember that. As you preach it, let me tell you a little something. When we're talking in conversation and we talk about something in the past, I use my left hand. And if we talk about the future, it's something with the right hand. But your audience is watching you. You probably experienced this. The speaker says something in the past and they use their left hand, and you say, something didn't click there. That's because for me, talking to you, preaching to you, I need to use my right hand so it's on your left hand, and to read in the past. And when I talk about the future, I need to use the opposite of what we would do if we were standing in conversation. So just a little fun thing. I think I learned that from Dr. Haddon Robinson, but I don't know who the source is. Now, this course was originally set up to be a 7-week course. Then somebody came along and said, no, it needs to be 8 weeks so that we meet some sort of federal requirement. So week 7, your responsibilities are to finish reading Hard Words, chapter 6 to 9. I'd encourage you to read the conclusion too. Kind of a cheat to break out in the middle of that. Then you're to critique 2 sermons. The material to critique the sermons is on page 3 of the syllabus. And as you critique, I would encourage you to take the headings there on page 3 and incorporate them into your discussion board as you critique them. Then, this is not graded, but it's helping brother, sister to be a more effective communicator. So I want to just encourage you to do a really good job with conscientiousness. If you'd like to check the rubric for the manuscript or the sermon, the rubric can be found in Course Tools under Rubric. Now, then, what was the assignment 7 has been moved to week 8. And it is a simple thing, 2 to 3 page paper on takeaways that you get from the Hard Words book. So you can turn that in on December 11th and everything's just perfect. I don't know about you, but I'd put it all together and I'd get it done by December 4th, and then I have a free week to relax a little longer before Christmas. But that's your choice. You do have until Monday night, December 11th, to turn everything in, but you're very welcome to turn in any of these assignments early. So, God bless you as you work this week, and you keep praising the Lord and thanking Him for His goodness and faithfulness to you and allowing you to proclaim His truth. You do your part. Study to show yourself approved by God, not the congregation or your professor.